The last 3 days, I'm overgulfed with thirst. I have to drink something on Thursday.
So you're thirsty, but you're not hungry. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, yeah. But maybe the Coca-Cola drink makes me thirsty, the gas.
What about juice? Wouldn't apple juice be better for you than
I
Coca-Cola?
don't like apple juice.
No?
Well, it's just, I like something gassy.
You do?
Yeah. I like pickles and gassy and a little bit of liquor as well, which they won't let me touch.
So what did you eat today then?
So I had a huge breakfast.
Huge?
A huge is an English word for very...
A lot.
A lot.
Okay.
With cream cheese and the porridge, and sugar in the porridge, and jam, and bread and butter, non-stop.
Okay.
In the meantime, I kept them pushing pills into my hand.
Yeah.
You've got to get better and better, the pills, knocking my brains out of...
You don't feel quite like yourself with medication, with pills.
No, and then another thing is, I'm sitting on that chair, on the wheelchair, for 7 or 8 hours.
That's what I heard.
And I feel like I'm sitting on the spike. I feel like I'm sitting on that iron spike.
Yes.
And I can't move out into a different position.
What about a pillow? What if there's a bigger pillow in your wheelchair? Would that help?
Well, whenever I ask for something, they're gone. And I don't see them anymore for the next 3 hours.
Well, maybe we can find out if we can get a more comfortable
First settle
pillow.
it. At the moment, I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Or should I look for other troubles?
Well, maybe you need a thicker pillow in your wheelchair, okay?
Yeah, and here where I'm lying, I've got to change my position every half hour.
Is that what they were doing when we got here tonight? Changing your position?
No, they just carried me in, threw me on the bed. I was very, very frightened. The minute they lift this up, then my burn here will be again out of place. You'll feel this, my collarbone is broken.
Oh, yes.
See this?
Yes.
Big lump sticking out.
Yes, I saw this the other
And
night.
it's got to be allowed to heal. And not every time you give it this a bang,
right,
and you knock this out of shape, they're going to start all over again what I did before I came here, the healing process.
I think they're quite careful with you, don't you, Victor?
They are, but they don't know the pain I feel.
They don't know that,
They cannot understand the pain I feel. They can't understand. And then he comes, the teacher from the yeshiva,
yes, Ken.
and then brings him a holy book.
Ken.
He starts learning with me for an hour. I said, I can't. My mind isn't functioning. What are you giving me now, a lesson in Hebrew? I can't. I haven't got the strength even to talk to you.
Right.
Now you've got to learn something. And now, he said, I'm taking you for a little stroll, because you need air. They're taking you for a walk.
Right.
So he walks. And there's always a motive behind them, a religious motive. He suddenly walks to an unknown place I've never been to, and end up in the synagogue.
Well, I'm
in
sure...
a synagogue. And he said, I want you to go up and kiss the curtain of the synagogue. But I said, it's freezing cold in here.
You were cold in the synagogue?
Yeah.
That was in the building here?
Air conditioning.
Here, right?
Here in the building. It's another synagogue, which I didn't know.
I thought there must be one in here.
There's 2.
Oh, there's 2. Well, that's
And he took her to this synagogue. It's a beautiful synagogue.
Yes, nice.
He wheeled me up and says, kiss the curtain, say this after me, this prayer. In the meantime, I'm shivering because my circulation is very, very low. Right. My hands sometimes feel like lumps of ice.
I want to look at your hand just a minute.
My hands sometimes feel like lumps of cold ice.
Let me see. Your hand was swollen. Where's your other hand, Victor?
I can't move it.
Let me see. Oh my. It's still swollen. What do they say
Every
about
few
your
minutes they come with a different test. First they give me pressure test,
Yes,
which shows always okay.
right.
I tell them what the answer is before they give me the test. Here they gave me a blood test again. And I couldn't find the vein. They kept on sticking a vein here, making it look like a pincushion.
Oh, Victor. It's hard because I can see it's difficult to see where your veins are right now, so it's hard.
Exactly.
It's difficult for them to find the vein. I'm sure they're trying,
I know.
but I know that it's not easy for you. I can see your hand is all swollen up.
Right, and then in the middle of the night I ring the alarm button.
Right?
And what you again? What you? It's like a concentration camp with food, and a concentration camp is without food. There's the only difference between a concentration camp and here. I said, look, I'm in terrific pain. I can't. I've got to move my position. They said, look, you're waking up the whole hospital. We've got 17 more patients here to speak to. And there's people in a very serious situation. I said, I am in a serious situation. I said, the way I feel now, I feel you come in the morning and you have to get the dead society to take me away. That's the way I feel. Because I can't breathe. I go, I pump my heart, you see.
It's working, you know, it's working up there. Do you feel the oxygen going in there? Do you feel it working?
It's, between you and me, it should work stronger.
Does it make a difference?
But here I can tell, when I can move this end.
But
Here if I
you can tell the
squeeze.
difference?
No.
No? Well, it's working up there.
If I tell them to scream at me, they say it is working. There's a little air coming out, look. Yeah, air is coming up.
Yeah.
And this is what keeps me alive,
I know.
you see. So, I'm a situation. So, look, he doesn't complain, Yeah, but these people can walk out of bed, can walk to the toilet. Every time I want to go to the toilet, I've got to do it in a bottle. Be careful not to spill it over my trousers. I'll have to change all my trousers all over again. And I'm blind in one eye. I've got to have an eye operation this week as well.
Is he having an eye operation this week, Michael?
I'm supposed to have it this week. So one
Are
doctor.
you sure you're still having it?
Well, I had to wait. I had to book 2 months for the slot. The 2 months has gone past.
Well, maybe
Has lapsed.
maybe they want you to heal from other things.
So I asked the doctor once, says, which is priority? The eye operation,
Right.
or wait till the knee, till the breakage here heals up?
Right.
So 2 doctors give me the opposite advice. One said, no, better wait till the cracked bone in the knee
Right.
is getting,
It's healed.
shows signs of healing.
Right.
It
Right.
should be sooner than you expect. And the
That's
other
good.
one says, no, the eyesight come before you. Because the doctor warned me, if I don't operate, Dr. warned me, if I don't operate immediately on my eyes, then on my eyes, yes, and I'm finishing it. And my left foot will become crippled for life. Because I'll be limping on my left foot.
I'm sure they'll make some decisions and talk to you about it and give you some options.
I'm sure they will. Please,
Right.
God, sorry,
That's
I
okay.
dropped the story too much.
No, you
I
didn't.
came here for a bit of
Don't
fun.
say you're sorry. If you want to tell me a story, though,
Yeah.
there is a story I would like you to tell me. Okay?
Yeah, but
Do you feel
you
like
don't
telling
want
a
to sit
story?
over there?
I'm fine. Do you feel like telling a story?
Yeah, that's
But
what
if
you're
you-
here for.
If you're too tired, don't tell it.
No, I want to be too tired
Okay.
because I want to get as little sleep as possible so I'll be able to sleep at night.
Okay, listen, there is a story I want you to tell me, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Ask me, and I'm not tired.
Okay. I can see you're awake more tonight
Yeah.
than you were. You started to tell a story before about vacation, the vacation between from England to Europe to Switzerland.
Yeah.
And what happened in that story? Would you like to tell that one to me?
Yeah, but
Okay.
Michael's favorite story,
Yes.
and you haven't heard of it yet?
I don't think I've heard that one yet.
Well, then you need to hear it.
Okay, tell me.
And Michael, from Hundreds of Stories, he's a biographer,
Yes.
my biographer.
Michael's a good man.
And when I'm gone here, I'm not looking for any money or honor. Michael, I want Michael to get my books published, because he's closer to and David, they got connections. And I want the world to know exactly how lucky we all are here. We have a land of Israel.
Okay.
And, yeah. So this is what happened. This is what happened.
You tell me.
We all know that there weren't just a small group of Nazis who did the killing. We all know it couldn't have been done by 10 men, 20 men, 100, 1,000 men. They enrolled every German youth in called the Hitler Jugend, Hitler's youth. And there was over 1 million of them. And before anybody was allowed to join, this was Hitler's future and Hitler's own bodyguard. And before anybody was allowed to join this group, organization called the Hitler Jugend, Hitler's youth, he had to go through miles and miles of pedigree to find out if there's no Jewish person in the background. If he didn't have a Jewish great-great-great-grandfather, otherwise he wouldn't be eligible. It would be called racial
Discrimination.
Not discrimination, racial, would you say, a racial infection. You give a wrong infection. You infect a poisonous drug into a healthy body, right? And if there's any Judaism involved, then you are called in German Rassenschande, shame of racial interrogation. And the biggest sin was if a German ever married a Negro, God forbid. This was a crime worse than anything else. And Hitler's first blow was when there was a very world famous boxing match in Ethiopia. And there was a very famous German boxer who was never beaten called Max Schmeling. And he was fighting the world champion Joe Louis, a Negro.
Right.
And Hitler automatically thought, oh well, the white man will win over the black man because the black man is inferior. So they had a boxing match. To Hitler's dismay, Joe Louis floored Max Schmeling.
Oh, yes.
He knocked him out.
Yeah.
And that was the first punch in the nose. Are you following, Michael?
But this is the story of a roast. This is not the roast.
Is this the story of going to Switzerland?
Yeah, it's connected.
It's connected? Okay.
It's connected. One is connected to the other.
Well, okay. It starts with the boxing and goes to the...
Yeah, so remember, the whole of Germany were making fun of Hitler.
Yes.
They were singing a song. This was a song. You want to hear the song?
Yes, I do.
Fahr mich Met den Zug nach Addis Abeba. Take me with the express train to Ethiopia, Addis Abeba, where the matching place took place. It rhymes. Dort kämpft Schmeling und Louis der Neger. Max Schmeling against Louis the Nigger. Sie kämpfen zusammen. They're fighting together. Wie die Katze und die Maus. Like a cat and a mouse. Louis bleibt Sieger. Louis is the winner. Und Schmeling tritt aus. Schmeling is going to retire. Louis bleibt Sieger. Und der Schmeling tritt aus. It was Hitler's most terrible defeat when the black man floored the German. But on the other hand, Max Schmeling was a Nazi, but it's a known fact he saved Jews. He had Jewish friends and he hid them in his house. Despite being a Nazi, he saved some of his friends in his house. Coming back now to the other thing.
Yes.
The war had been, World War II ended in 1944. 44.
44.
Right. And then the World War finished from 1944, it's finished. It's finished. Now, 22 later, after the end of World War II, I lived back in London.
Right.
And my late father came to some money and he took me to the, he said, come, I'll take you for a very nice holiday.
How old were you then?
I was maybe a man of 50.
15?
50. 5.
50. Okay.
And my father was 70.
Ah, okay.
Come, my son, I'll take you to a very nice special holiday. I said, no, I already booked for here. Take my word for it. It's a beautiful holiday.
Yes.
Where are we going?
Yes.
We're going to this village, mountain resort in Switzerland called Arosa. It's a small village, about 100 kilometers from well, the ski resorts are.
Oh, yes, right.
From, what's the name of the famous ski resort?
The Swiss Alps?
In Switzerland, the Swiss Alps, the German part.
Right, right.
St. Moritz.
Okay.
St. Moritz, all the skiers all over the world converge.
Oh, yes, yes.
And they have everything there, you see.
Did you ski?
The whole world. I can't ski.
Okay. But it's beautiful, even if you don't ski, right?
No, but it's a vast, it's huge and vast.
Okay.
And it's a huge area.
Right, right.
And my father said, no, come to Rosa, you have to relax your nerves and quiet, and you'll enjoy it. So I did what he did at Rosa, but because I cannot ski, I used to replace my by exercise, by walking every day, equivalent of 40 miles.
Okay.
40 miles. I used to take sandwiches in the hotel in the morning.
This was in the mountains?
In the mountain, and sandwiches with meat and everything. And I never went back to the hotel. We were far from the hotel. And I used to march up right across the mountains from one area to another.
And how long were you there?
And the rest about 2 weeks and 1 week in St. Moritz, which I didn't enjoy. It was too commercialized.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, after an 8-hour walk, I felt so good because it was sunshine, freezing cold weather. The combination is something marvelous. Although you've been 8 hours in the snow, you feel so good, it's undescribable.
Sure.
Undescribable. So anyway, I do this every day. But there's certain days when you cannot ski. The skiers, because in Erosa you also had thousands of skiers.
Yes, it would be a busy place.
And that place, that day, the whole mountains were overcast with thick fog. And the skiers, it was all clouded over. And the skiers knew they couldn't ski that very day. And walkers like me also avoided this place. Anyway, I decided once I give up walking, then I lose all my routine. It's got to be a routine.
Yeah.
An athlete has got to go through a routine. Because I used to train for 2 years to swim the English Channel.
Yes.
He said, I promise you, he said, if you ever break your routine, nothing will ever bring you back into the water. Because the regime is so difficult to get you back in.
So you wanted to keep walking?
I keep walking,
So
but I never, from this 1 day or 2 days, I get lazy and I lose a routine. I said, well, today I can't do it, I'll go tomorrow.
So did you walk on this day that it was?
So I walked on this day.
Was your father was there, or this was the second trip?
Either it was the second year when my father wasn't there and I went on my own.
Right.
Or my father was there. I cannot remember.
Okay.
I can only tell you what I remember.
All right, you tell me what you remember.
And I'm walking along the Hazy Mountain, looking around me,
Yes.
and I couldn't see any other people like me walking. But as I focused my eyes, I saw about a mile down the distance another human being walking like me.
Okay.
And as I walked towards him, that human being stopped and waited for me. And then he said he made friends with me. He said, "Ach, young man, good morning. Good morning to you. What are you doing here?" And I told him what I'm telling you.
Yes.
He said, "Now, young man, tell me, where are you from?" I said, "I'm from England." I didn't tell him I'm Jewish, I think. So he said, "Do you know, England, do you know something? The biggest mistake Germany ever did was to have a war with England. Because English people and German people are very, very much alike. We had a terrible war with England when we bombed London, etc., etc., etc. England lost 100,000 men at Dunkirk alone. So I said, well, why did you have a war then? If you think we're so much alike, why did Hitler start a war and bring America into the war? In the end of the war, they brought America in.
Yes, I know, yes.
And America was supplying all these people with arms, you see. England with the food, as England would have died of food. It's called lease and lend. They sold off part of England to borrow money to buy food from America.
Ah, okay.
This operation called lease and lend. I think they sold part of Canada. I can't remember the history. Anyway, so he said, he said, I said, well, why fight the war? Two people are so close, with the same breed. Why? I said, you're young men, you wouldn't understand me. America's got a very large arms industry. And in order to sell guns and arms and bombs, you need a war. There hadn't been a war for 20 years or whatever.
He said this to you?
He said this to me.
That it was,
He said in order, America...
He was blaming America?
Yes, he says America was stockpiling arms for the last 20 years and she couldn't find any markets for the army. Because when can you find a market if there's a demand?
So what did you say to him? Because you knew better, didn't you?
Yeah, so I said to him, oh, I see exactly what you mean. Quite right, I was playing along with him.
Right.
I said, but tell me, I'm young and naive, you know, but why? I saw on English television that Germany took thousands and thousands of Jews and they put them in gas chamber daily, like a baker would bake bread. He started on 3,000 a day, and up to 10,000 a day. So the trains were queuing up, lining up to go into Auschwitz. I said, why do you see on television Germany murdering, killing all these innocent people? He thought for me and he said, ach ja, I will explain it to you. He didn't like to speak German, I am German. He said like this, you know there was a big outbreak in Eastern Europe of typhus, an outbreak. And we all know that typhus can destroy a whole continent. Like in the Dark Ages, cholera destroyed whole parts of Europe, and smallpox, and the outbreak of typhus is raging in Europe. And in order to save Europe from being engulfed in the typhus epidemic, we took the place in Poland where all the typhus was very rife, and we had to kill all these people in order to save Europe.
This is what he said.
Yeah, and he said to me, he knows, because he was a high-ranking German officer, and he studied in the German academy. He was already an officer in the First World War.
So he didn't know that you were Jewish when he was telling you?
Not yet. But then all of a sudden I still played dumb.
Yes.
I said, but I saw something in the paper. So many children were killed. So many Jewish children were killed. Is it true? And what they say in English television, BBC, 1.25 million children were murdered. So he became quiet again. He said, listen to me. Nobody loves children as much as him. Because he was taken a prisoner in Yugoslavia. And he was held prisoner in a village. And in the village, there were very few men. Either all the men were in the army, or they were dead, or were killed, or whatever. And there's very few men in the army. And the village was full of children. All the mothers brought their children to me. I should play with the children, because nobody loves children as much as I do. So I said to him, I suddenly broke into German.
You did?
Yeah, I said, look here, my friend. I am a Berliner. He's just from Breslau or something. It's like somebody, Breslau is like a backwater compared to Berlin. I said, I'm Jewish and I'm a Berliner. And my uncle in Poland lost his 3 children because his trucks, the German trucks, came below, gave him 15 minutes to pack, and his 3 children refused to go into the truck. They all said, no, we're going to take you to a better place. And he said to them, and the children were shouting to my Uncle Maya, "Don't trust them, don't believe them." But the Germans looking at the watches saying, "We're already running late, already running late." And they rolled the 3 children in carpets and they threw them onto the trucks below in carpets.
They rolled the children in
They
carpets?
rolled the 3 children in carpets. And the Germans had 2 minutes to go before the trucks were leaving. It took too long to carry them down 4 flights of stairs, for example. And then he threw them out. My uncle, his own father, didn't believe his own children. The children had an instinct they're going to be murdered. So they threw them out in the carpet in order to avoid any damage to them and never to be seen before. And when this convoy moved out, all the village women saw them, suddenly realized what happened. Children, 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 the whole convoy. And they all started screaming, running after the trucks with the children. But then they realized it was too late. And women jumped off the roof, killed themselves. So I said to the Nazi, this is what happens when Marco loves his story.
I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry, just 1 minute.
I know, it's good to have a good try.
Okay.
You get it out of your system. I've already come to almost to the tail end.
Just give me a minute, Michael, okay?
This is Michael's favourite story, not really mine. Not really mine.